complete day, you think, for Jonas this year?
No doubt, no doubt. You know, and when we came back after Christmas, that's been our biggest talk about. You know, we had not put together complete games, and I do think we played a complete game against Norfolk State. I thought it was, and what I mean by that, it's not just the effort defensively, but we got to continue to get better, but trying to get guys to be confident and take their shots. And tonight, the biggest thing was the communication. I thought our guys really communicated extremely well, without question. The best we played against, you know, I said coming in, you know, Chris Beard is one of the best in the business and has done just a terrific job in a short time there. And we were at our best, and I'm proud of the effort. The guys, I thought defensively, they really worked at it. And the thing that I'm most pleased is that when we missed shots early, the guys kept taking them, because that's where we had bogged down. And that's the one thing, again, talking about the confidence, getting these guys confident that they'll continue to shoot the ball when they're open. And if we do that, it'll help us to move forward.
Go Ryan, Ben, Mike, Reese, Grant.
What made the pick and roll with Josiah and Jonas so effective tonight?
Well, I think a lot of teams play personnel, and you know, you think about it, we can spread people out with our we'll shoot it. If people know we're going to shoot it, because I think that we've got enough guys on the team that have proven that if they get good looks at it, they can make shots. And obviously that was one reason, getting it spread out that way. And I thought Zakai really is getting so much better in ball screens. He's getting better at getting rid of it, building the game, and making good passes. And our post guys were getting off of it better. But it's just the fact that there's no doubt that I do think that people respect the fact that we've got some guys that can shoot the ball.
Rick, with Jonas tonight, I know you always need Jonas to produce, but specifically tonight against their length, just how important was his performance?
I thought Jonas fought physically too. I mean, he did. Again, we had talked about it. He and I had a long talk the other day after practice, and just told him how good I thought he was, you know. And I said, Jonas, you know, you're so much better than you're playing. And I said, I think you're as good as anybody. You're willing to do what you need to do day in and day out. And I believe it, because you know, Jonas is just a wonderful person, great kid. Love being around him. I told him, I said, I've got really high expectations for you, and like I said, the same about Tobey and JP and Cade, but he was really focused yesterday in practice. I thought he really, and defensively, I thought he worked at it, trying to get up there, because they do a good job in their ball screen. They're not an easy team to guard with their movement. And but it wasn't just what he did with scoring, but you know, rebounding. But I thought it was in really trying to escort his man up to the screen and trying to make plays up there.
You've said similar things about Jonas a few times, you know, trying to get him to believe in how good he is. Why is that message just now starting to set in, and what's it going to look like when it fully does?
Well, first of all, and I will tell you, I told him this, it's hard to play this game the right way day in and day out. I mean, but where he wants to go, you've got to do that. And I think he does. But it's hard. I mean, what we ask these guys to do day in and day out, and how we've tried to build this team, is hard. I think in the locker room after the game tonight, I asked our younger guys, I said, you guys didn't play. At some point in time this year, we're going to need you. But what did you learn from this game? And they all had a comment about, you know, how hard, physical it was. They talked about how you have to sustain play and can't let up. And once those guys continue to do that, they're going to help us, those young guys. But I think, I go back to Jonas, it's the same thing, knowing how hard it is night in and night out. And when you put up numbers like this, it gets harder. But that's what makes you get better. That's what sharpens you up. And talking about iron sharpening iron, when you get good and people come at you every night, you either embrace that challenge or you're going to take one step forward, two steps back.
Coach in the back here, how much confidence have you seen in Jeremiah Mashack's jump shot, and how do you see his offensive game evolve?
Well, I've said many times, and you know, I've spent, and I tell Shaq this all the time, I have invested a lot of time in him because I love him to death. And you know, he totally has remade his shot, spent time doing it. He's got to continue. He's still not there with it. But with that said, I've also told him, you don't have to make a shot. You're an elite defender if you want to do that. That's got to be your calling card. And I actually said to him last night in front of the team, I said, now we better know what we're good at. You better know what your role is on this team. And he came in, and when he's open and has rhythm, we want him to shoot the ball. And when he plays under control, when he drives the ball, it's when he gets sped up, and 99% of the time he speeds himself up. It's not the defense, but he's going out there, and again, he knows. And you guys have watched practice. You know, you guys know I'm hard on him because I have high expectations for him. And all I told him, I don't want any surprises. I want to know night in and night out exactly what we're getting, and I thought he played a terrific game tonight.
Rick, is it rare when you have to tell a player how high their ceiling is or how good they can be? Is that something you've had to do a lot?
No, I think it is. Do I think it's rare? No, I don't think it's rare because I think sometimes, and I'll be brutally honest with you, I have a hard time complimenting people because I think sometimes when you compliment guys, I think they let up. I think you got to live on the edge there. I think you got to, and as much as I want to, I hold back because I've been burned. Where I just want more. And I keep telling them they got to want more. They've got to want to keep climbing. You can't. Do I think they can go straight up the pole? I don't. But can they keep climbing some way every day a little bit? Just that's what I want to see. And oftentimes when guys have success, it's just a human nature to let it go. I think it's just going to happen. It's not going to just happen. I promise you. What Jonas did tonight, he made it happen. What Shaq did, they've made it happen. They've trained hard. They've worked hard. But it's going to get harder in Starkville. I promise you that. It's going to be harder. And every week after that, it's going to get harder.
Rick, kind of a big picture defensively. I mean, you obviously have a lot of guys that are back from the last couple of years where you ranked really high in scoring defense and field goal defense. How would you assess where you are right now, maybe compared to those? Are there some things you do better defensively, or are there some things you do not as well defensively compared to the last year or two?
Well, I told the guys tonight, I didn't think and again, as a coaching staff, we've got tremendous confidence in our guys fixing things out there. The preparation is, they understand how big that can be for them. And again, our coaches do a great job with the scouts. But like tonight, I kept telling them during timeout, you guys, we got to adjust our defense. They're just isolating, putting their head down. We're letting them get down. We want to try to get them into long possessions if we can. We had to lead. Let's not let them come down and score quickly. And I thought we stayed stretched out a little bit. I thought we were, again, probably concerned about giving up a three because they started the game trying to hit us with this hammer on the backside to skip it and take advantage of our help defense. And you know what? It's that much. It's just that much space on the floor you got to cover. And but overall, the older guys, we know going forward that we want Jordan Gainey to get there, and he's trying. Dalton, is Dalton going to get to where these guys are in a year? Probably not, but he is working at trying to get better. And our younger guys, there's no doubt that since Christmas, Freddie and Cam and JP and Kate have improved defensively. And but when I showed them tape last night of practicing against each other, there's a difference, and they said it tonight. It's sustaining it, and that's where we got to get them to help us, and they will. They'll get there. We'll get them there. But again, we've worked hard at trying to guard our own man. We've worked, we schemed. We try to figure out I thought our Jonas and Tobey tonight did as good a job with their defense, escorting their man out to the screen, where we were trying to put a hard hit on the ball up there, and that's not easy for those guys to go down and back out. But if they don't do the work early at the rim, they come up, and when you play against a team that's got the ability to get downhill on you, it's tough. But those guys, you can look at, that doesn't show up in this stuff, but that's where they did a great job tonight, really escorting the screener up to the screen.
Rick, it's never really been easier for kids to want to transfer and go do something else, and obviously kids do that, but how much harder is it than it used to be to get a kid like Meshack to maybe stay and embrace a role that is not as big as it could be at other places and be such an important member of the team?
Well, I think it's a real compliment to his family and who he is. I mean, he's a fighter, you know, he always has been, and they never wanted him to have something he didn't earn. He came here with, and he's learned a lot. And again, I think he's going to, if he will just continue to understand the game and truly understand what God has gifted him with, an incredible ability to defend. And he competes. I mean, and those are talents, hard work, competing, all that's talent. I mean, and a work ethic. I mean, that's a talent. It really is. But you go back and you look at our team, and again, you guys have watched this practice. I mean, those older guys pretty much bring that every day. And I think it goes back to his family. They never asked for anything other than for him to have a chance to get better and coach him hard and help him improve, and he's doing it.
Rick, how pleased were you with the 19 offensive rebounds tonight, turning into 22 second chance points, especially Ole Miss only had, I believe, 4 offensive rebounds in that same category?
Well, again, you know, we got a bunch of them there on that one, I think 3 or 4 there late in the game, where we're just trying to get it over with and work in, finish the game the way it should be finished. And but it goes back. It's important as a coaching staff, and we can preach it to our guys, take your shots and let's go rebound it. Let's go get it. Some nights you can't get inside to get it. Some of those long rebounds you can run down, and we ran down a few of them. Obviously we need to do that, but I truly believe if you play defense, rebound the ball on both ends, whether you're making shots or not, and take care of the ball, don't give up turnovers for easy baskets, you're going to have a chance every night to be in the game. And nights when you're shooting the ball well, those type things, you hope and expect to win the game. But early in the game, we had some great looks. Didn't go in, but I said it from the beginning, I'm just glad those guys kept shooting, because that's something that we've harped on, and we're going to continue to want them to take those shots.
We'll go Ben, Karthik, Caleb, Ryan, and that's it.
Rick, what's key for Tobe when he goes up against post players who are taller than him and have more length, and how have you seen him adjust and grow in that area?
It's all about space, trying to carve out your space where you can get it and play quick off the ground. And but again, it goes back to his work. You know, his hard work is paying off for him. There's no doubt he's getting better and better. And he believe me, he hasn't even scratched the surface. I mean, what the player, I thought defensively tonight, again, he was great getting out there. The more we can get, again, we, you know, talking about our defense, you know, we switch sometimes on the fly when some guy we get bumped on the screen or something. And but Tobe, like I just talked to him out there, and he said, "Coach, I've got to be better." And when you got that kind of attitude, that's when you know you got something. And he said, "I got to play better." And he's tough on himself. You know, he wants to get it right, perfect all the time, which is a wonderful way to look at it. But again, that's what he said to me tonight. He said, "I got to play better," and he's going to keep getting better because of that.
Coach, there towards the end of the first half, and then at the beginning of the second half, it really felt like you guys were able to log down one on a 17-4 run, I think, between the end of the first half and the early second. Was there something specific that you saw out of your team that really was effective there?
You know, I mean, right now there's a lot of situations of the game going through my head, but you know, they missed some shots now too. You know, they looks that I think that they would think that they ran good offense and had some looks at it and missed it, and we were coming out, and when we can rebound it and get out and run, that's what we want to do. That's what we want to do, obviously, and when we can do that, but it takes all 5 guys going there to get it, and then you know, make a couple threes, and at the point in, I think we made a couple threes late in the first half where we finally made a couple, and obviously the play that Shaq made, that's a big one. He goes from 8 to 11. That's a big play, and again, Josiah made that play. I mean, we had a play on it didn't, materialize the way we wanted it to, but he made the play work, and Shaq obviously knocked it down.
Last one from Caleb is Ryan has decommitted.
Was there something specifically coming into tonight's game that made you want to lean on the pick and roll game a little more?
I don't know if I said there's something just tonight, because, you know, we've worked on it all year, you know, because we defend it every day. You know, we have to, because everybody is such a heavy thing, but we also, it's just we had tonight. 25. On how many shots?
72.
Yeah. 32, yeah.
But 34 makes.
You know, we like movement, we like cutting, you know, we like, a little bit of all of it. And, we don't, you know, but just the fact we spend a lot of time on it, and we're getting better with it ourselves. And, but when we get moving, and we've got an unselfish group of guys. The only thing I would tell you, where guys might be selfish is, and I've told him this, is when they turn down wide open shots. We gotta shoot it, and it's, you know, I wanna score every time, and I sit there and talk to myself, when are we gonna make a shot? But I know it's the right shot, you know, I know it's the right play, but again, I don't have my glasses on, but what do we shoot from the three? What do we end up shooting percentage-wise?
37%.
And you think about it, we started the game, I think we missed a bunch to start with, but again, that's probably pleases me as much as anything, that we didn't put it away, and we kept taking those shots.
Thank you, Coach.
Right.